So you rolled a 2 for the Stitch is Right game. If you didn't have to change color, just chain up 1 and then begin going across. If you're adding new color, you just got to make sure you're using the back loop only. So after you chained 1, if you're not changing the color, you're just going to use the back loop only of the first stitch. Okay, and the yarn is already on here, so I'm just going to pull through the back loop. You got the 2 loops, pull through both. So stay on the back loops then all the way across for row number 1. And once you cover over enough yarn, you'll just trim it and then just use your tapestry needle to hide it later. And this should be the same count number as you had at the very beginning. And I'll see you at the end of the row. So at the end of the row, we're just going to turn our work and begin the clusters for row number 2. Row number 2 is going to feel weird to you, but you have to trust me in this one. So I need you to chain 3. This will count as 1 double crochet and a chain 1 space. Normally I would ask you to chain 4, but it creates a really big space and we really don't want that. So we just have to keep that in mind for the future. You're going to skip the next one and you were going to go the second one away and you were going to do a 3 together double crochet. To do that, yarn over and going, so skipping 1, go to the second over, go into the regular part of the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 and hold that. Do it again. Yarn over, same stitch and in, yarn over, pull through 2 and hold. So you keep doing that until you can see 4 loops on your hook. And there's my 4. So there's my first cluster. So yarn over and pull through everything and then chain 1 to move along. So once you chain 1, skip the next one and cluster into the second one away. So yarn over and in, pull through 2 and hold, yarn over and same stitch, pull through 2 and hold, and yarn over, same stitch, pull through 2 and hold. I can see 4 loops, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1, and then keep on going. So skip 1 and cluster into the next, and do this until you get close to the other side, where I'll pick you up in a moment. So this will be my last cluster going across. Pull through all 4, chain 1. So you have 2 stitches left, 1 and 2, and so you skip the next one and just double crochet into the very last stitch, like that. And that will complete then row number 2. Turn your work back to the good side of the work, and we'll be beginning row number 3. Row number 3, we're going to do another cluster row just like we just did. So you're going to chain 3, which will count as a double crochet and a chain 1 space, and it's missing 1 chain, but it's doing that so that it doesn't end up screwing it up on you. So what I need you to do is that you're going to skip the first chain 1 space and just immediately go in the top of the cluster. It's right here. And you're going to apply a cluster in top of the cluster. So it's the 3 together double crochet on top of the other one. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 1, and go to the next top of the cluster. So skip the first chain 1 space, go to the cluster right here, and put in a cluster. Chain 1, and then a cluster on top of the cluster. And you'll do that all the way across. I'll see you at the end of the row in just a moment. So I'm in the last cluster and putting in a cluster and a cluster. Okay, chain 1 after the cluster, and I need you to double crochet into the second chain. There's 3 chains here. Go into the second one right here, and you're going to double crochet down into there, and that does a nice job on the edging then. So turn your work, and we'll do our last row on this particular section is number 4. Number 4 is just a single crochet row across, so chain up 1, place a single crochet in each stitch. So remember there is a chain 1 space here, so we fill that in, and then we put a single on top of the cluster, and there is a chain 1 space, so we're going to put 1 in there. So we're putting single crochets in the tops of each stitches and chain 1 spaces all the way across, and this will return you back to starting a fresh section. Roll your dice again to see if you're going to continue with this color, and if not, get rid of this color. So at the very end here, this is a chain, double crochet and a chain one space. So you have to go into the space first with the double crochet, sorry, with the single crochet, and then the second chain, just apply a single crochet there, and that will keep everything nice and balanced for you. And you're going to trim your yarn, and I'll see you on the next stitch ahead.